Hi everyone, let me first apologise for the noise that's going on outdoors. I've got no control over that. It sounds like they're doing roadwork somewhere. I waited so long I thought I'll blow it. I'll go ahead with another telephone. So that's what I'm going to do. Here we've got a telephone that desperately needs a new dial. The old dial, the spring has packed up, and unfortunately it no longer is usable. So if anyone knows where I can get one of these dials from, I'm having a hell of a job actually finding one. It looks like I might have to pick another of these phones up and hope that it's going to work. But there's the dial. As you can see, it's a Russian dial, although the phone itself is made in Latvia. I can show you it's got diagrams in it, which is very nice. There's your diagrams. It's, as I say, made by VEF, which I think that up there translates as VHF, which is quite a well-known phone manufacturer, probably made other items as well. But there's the circuit diagram, very basic diagram, but at least it's there. Also, turning the case round, the case, by the way, is in perfect condition, so I desperately want another dial so I can complete this job. There's the other part of the diagram, which is stuck into the case. Hold it on this so you can enlarge it to see what it says. The phone's obviously got good brass inserts that holds the base on. The base itself, I will turn it over and have a little look. There's your base. It's in very, very good nick, and I'm contemplating whether to pick another phone up, but the gamble is the dial going to work, and that is the main thing. You know, it's nice to have the phone to actually work, and without sort of modifying the dial or putting a dial from a different phone on there, which is not the done thing. I will just wait and see. You can see you got the trademark again, although which I believe is round the wrong way, but not to worry. Nothing else written on there. So turning back, it is a very, I'm going to say, a basic phone. It's not, there's nothing too marvellous about it, but it's once again functional. You've got your bell, which is the same type of bell, very small coils. I think there, let's see, trying to see what they say on the coil. They've obviously got the manufacturer's name on there still. I can't quite make out what it's got. You've got two capacitors. One microphone, the other one on the other side is half a microfarad, 0.5, and your induction coil at the back there. As I say, I took the dial off previously, and like an idiot didn't put down where the terminations go. So I'll have to look at the diagram very carefully and see if I can work it out. All the bits are, well, I say appear to be okay. It's not, well, as I say, for Russian phones, I suppose it's not too bad. Desperately want to get another one of these. I think they call these it's got like a shape of a cow's head. And I'm blooming sure I put this one up previously, not too sure, but it's what they call a cow's head type of phone. Also, the rest of the the cradle springs are very reminiscent of the, now which one was it, 746, I get the numbers wrong, but when they brought the English one, 746, originally it had quite a space where the handset went, and it would ride up and not work. Well, this phone tends to resemble this with the space it's got. So obviously not one of the better design features. The case itself is in perfect condition, and well, as I say, whether it's been used I don't know, but it doesn't look used. I know it has. If you look under there where the handset's put down, you can see there's quite a bit of wear where the handset's put down, and that is obviously going to rub against the Baker. I think it's Bakelite. It's not Bakelite. It's obviously a hard plastic, but it's in very good nick. So I desperately want to get a dial so I can complete this job and put it into the collection. The cords on it, the cloth cords, I'll show you what's, there's the cords, cloth, and just two connections and a loop there, which I imagine is to tie that into the block terminal so it keeps the wire from being pulled out like that. There's your two wires into the board. Wires are just pinched together to hold them in. There's your terminations, and your handset cords are on this side. The dial, let's have a little look at the dial. My opinion, it's a very crude dial, very crude. Alright, it did do the job, not it does now, because the return spring has, as far as I know, get it right in a minute, disintegrated. There's it's, as I say, I've never liked these plasticky things, but unfortunately that's what these were made of, and presumably to get a replacement for this would probably be the same. Also, the finger stop is this style of finger stop, although I think they did change it to the more normal type. But as I say, yeah, I want one of these. So if anyone knows where I can get one, I'd be very grateful. It's got a cover. I suppose one good thing about this, it's got a cover that fits on the back of the dial and is held on by a tiny screw. So there's no problem there. Just getting another one of those. Or do I have to buy a complete phone to get the bits out of? I just don't know. I know there is a cracked one on eBay, but it's too expensive, you know. I wouldn't mind just getting one for spares, knowing, or hope to know, that the dial works. Well, at least, you know, the spring's still working. Anyhow, well, let's work on that. Having a look at the handset, we got the transmitter capsule, and it's got the VEF name on it again. So it's obviously genuine for the phone. Unfortunately, the plastic they use, and this looks like plastic, is a very poor quality, and it's come adrift there a bit. But partly the fact it's age. The receiver part is there. Without this is in good nick, and the element, the receiver element is here, and that looks like it's got a different name on there, so perhaps that's been changed at some time. It's also got a number TA, and it looks like a date 7/62. 7/62. And this is obviously widening, just widen and just drops inside there. Yeah, it is a bit crude, but once again, it does the job. So that's really all you need. The transmitter uses 2 spring contacts, which is fairly standard for lots of phones. I've seen this type before. And the handset, have a closer look, is very much like the American one with the shape. All in all, I would say not a bad made phone. Okay, the plastic leaves a bit to be desired, but the case is good. I can't say anything against the case. It's got a good shine to it still. It hasn't faded. Well, I suppose being white it wouldn't fade, but there again it might go yellowish, but this one has stayed okay. Anyway, I put that down to patina, but there's no patina on here. So a good case, an innards which is fair. Okay, the capacitors could do with being perhaps glued down there or fixed down there, and also making sure that the contacts which are on the other side of the printed circuit don't short out on the base. But I think it's clear enough. I think it's okay. I don't even know how that's kept, whether it's screwed on from the back or... Yeah, look, it's not too clear how that's actually fixed on. Possibly. Yeah, it looks like there's 2 screws there on the induction coil, the anti-side tone coil, and those screws probably go through on the base here and screw the printed circuit down, so it's okay. But it's enough space there to clear any metal parts, so there's no problem there. The dial itself, the bell is very small. It's quite neat. Also noticed what they tend to do a lot with Russian or Latvian stuff. They touch on a little bit of paint, and that is to prevent the screws working loose. So they're actually painted across, and that's the same as they've done to the bell. This one I think has missed a bit of paint, but at least the adjustments on here are spot on, so there's no problem. I've taken I took this off ages ago, the actual wires that go to the dial. So to find out where they go, it's a bit of a job because the diagram is not that good. I say before, it shows it up there. And there's no numbers, or there doesn't appear to be any numbers. I do apologise about that noise that's going on outside. I don't know what it is, but it's become very noisy today. This is why I didn't start to do the video until a bit later, hoping the noise would have stopped. Mind you, it might have stopped. So anyhow, that's the dog. Can't think of anything else. The date of this, there's obviously no date on here. Well, I can't see any date. There was a date on the... No, it doesn't look like a date on the capacitors. Or is there? Ah, is there? Could that be a date? 62. That would fit well. 62. And on the other one, you got 62. So I can assume that this was made in 62. A few years ago. Just a few years ago. But it's nice, you've got the cords which are in very good nick. They're not frayed or anything. So this was obviously looked after when it was in use. But just unfortunately, through age, I suppose age, the poor old spring in here gave out. So yeah, I want one of these. So if anyone knows where I can get one of these from, without having to buy another complete phone, because the problem is, would the new phone I've got, would that have a dial that works? So I just don't know. I suppose I could ask the seller, but anyhow, I will hold on and see what happens. Perhaps someone will know where I can get one from. Always keep my fingers crossed. Anyhow, I think that's more or less it. Any comments, please ask. I don't know when I mentioned it. I think they call. I'm sure I put this one up before. I think it's called a. It looks like a cow. You know the snout of a cow, and that's what that looks like. And I'm pretty sure that was used, but I can't find my original one I put up on here. But anyhow, I'm going to shut up now. I've been going too long. We'll put this one up. And yeah, I'm going to have a cup of coffee. So once again, thanks for watching. Any comments please make. You know, it's always welcome. And yeah, I think that's more or less it. So in quite a phone in quite good nick, it's definitely, there's no rust or anything on it. So it's obviously been looked after. So all I want is a new dial for it. Or not a new dial. A dial that fits this phone. And it looks like it's a special type of dial. It's not one I can just take out of a Russian phone and put it in. So it's got to be the dial that suits this phone. So this phone's made by VEF. And I would say it's, well, I give the date, didn't I? I assumed about the 60s or thereabouts, and I think I'm probably right going by the date on those capacitors. Anyhow, I'm going to shut up now. Thanks again for watching. Any comments? Yep, please make. And don't know what I'm going to put up next. I've got to find some. It just looks like they've started making a bit of noise outside again. So yeah, I'm definitely going to clear down. Thanks again for watching. Thank you.